Today we're going to be looking at Vie Ciel Eau de Parfum from F.A. Paris and Fragrance World. Let's talk about it. Hey Frag fam, welcome to today's video from Proverbs 27:9 Fragrances. John here, and today we're going to be looking at Vie Ciel from F.A. Paris. If you would, go ahead and like the video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have the notifications turned on. That way you're notified every time we upload this sweet smelling fragrance related content. All right, doing a little bit of a different setup here. So I've got another Bvlgari Tygar fragrance clone. I did all Khiam silver, mispronounced it every time I said it in that video. I kept calling it Khiam, I think. I had my vowels flipped around, and I practiced that several times before I recorded. But sometimes my tongue gets moving so fast it gets over my eye teeth and I can't see what I'm saying.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This is Vie Ciel is how you pronounce this. I did take French, and that can be interpreted two different ways or translated two different ways. Vie means life and ciel means the sky. So it could be the sky life. And I think that's what Fragrance World has on their website. So that's how they intended it. But it can also be interpreted as reach for the sky. And so I think both of those things kind of give the same idea. You're reaching up, you're trying to grasp a hold of things that are above you. And so we're going to talk about this clone again of Bvlgari Tygar. Let me show you the presentation, and then we'll talk about how it smells and how close it is to Tygar. Roll that beautiful bean footage. All right. So looking at the box, you see it's just kind of got this parallelogram type shape to it. It has a textured outer cover. It's not just cardboard, there's some type of fabric on it. You see that F.A. Paris logo there on the top. On the bottom you've got ingredient information, barcode, batch code, things of that nature, QR code. Let's look at the bottle. You see here on the bottle, you can tell that is very closely patterned after the Bvlgari Tygar bottle. Just a little bit difference in the shape. It's kind of got that parallelogram design to the bottle as well. Nothing really on the back and sides, just that matte black paint job. Bottom, you've got the F.A. Paris sticker. The top, just a gold kind of gem instead of the Bvlgari Tiger's Eye. And then I would say that this is a very good atomizer. It's a pressurized atomizer. Lid clicks into place. You can't pick it up by the lid. Don't know why people talk about that, but they do. So, all right. That's the presentation on Vie Ciel by F.A. Paris. Now, let's talk about how it smells. So, when you spray this one, there is quite a big alcohol blast in the beginning, much like the Lattafa fragrance had. It settles down after probably 10, 15 seconds, maybe a little quicker than the Lattafa. And what you're left with is a fragrance very similar to the opening of Bvlgari Tygar. A lot of beautiful, juicy, sweet, but also slightly tart grapefruit. I would say that the ginger note in this one is amped up more than it was in the Lattafa fragrance. You get that grapefruit, you get that ginger. Again, that ambrette is a floral musk. Tygar is a very musky fragrance, and this is as well. Clean white musks that are not animalic. They are very, again, clean, floral, almost like clean linen type of a smell. And I did notice in the beginning of this fragrance, it is the opening of both fragrances are slightly different than Tygar. Once this settles down, it is super close. The beginning of this one, though, has more of an aldehydic feel. And I thought when I sprayed it, it smelled more like laundry. And so I got on Fragrance World's website. And by the way, this fragrance was submitted by a subscriber to the channel, left in the comment. I'll pop his name up on the screen, but he said the Fragrance World one is very good. Now, I hope this is the one he was talking about, because after I ordered it, I found out that Fragrance World actually has 2 or 3 different Tygar clones. But this one being in the Lejeune style bottle, I figured this is the one he was talking about. If not, hey, leave me a comment down below and let me know the exact fragrance he was talking about. But anyways, on the Fragrance World website, it does say that they use aldehydes. And that's very interesting because basically ambroxan is what is used now to do what aldehydes used to do. And that was to give a fragrance this ethereal lift, to give it this effervescence, to get it off of the skin, floating in the air, to create a beautiful sillage. Aldehydes are not used near as much now as they were, but don't worry about this having like an old school, out of date smell to it, even though it does use aldehydes as well as ambroxan. In the base, of course, you get the ambroxan, you get those clean white musks. The vetiver note, I would say, in this one is lower than in Tygar and in the Lattafa one. So in this one, the grapefruit's a little bit closer, I would say, to Tygar. The musks are good in both of them. I think this one is a little bit closer to Tygar, as well as the ginger. There's not as much ginger in the Lattafa as there is in Tygar in this one, but the vetiver is toned down a little bit in this one. Now it does start coming in later on, but it never really gets to the level of Tygar and even of all Kiam by Lattafa. But as far as when does it get the closest to Tygar, I would say after about 10 to 15 minutes, this thing settles down, the aldehydes kind of settle down, and it starts getting super close again, above 90% similarity, I would say. This one is a little bit better performer than the Lattafa. It's a little bit louder. Sillage is good on both of them. You're going to be smelled. I've already got compliments from the Lattafa fragrance. My sons loved it. My wife loved it, and she don't love a lot of things that I wear. My daughter loved it, son-in-law. I wore it out, and people smelled me. I had, a couple different compliments that way as well. Haven't wore this one out yet, other than just in the office here, but it lasts a long time. I would say this one is, as far as projection, it projects a little bit better than the Lattafa. And then also longevity. It seems like maybe this is a little bit more higher concentrated with the oils. And so where the Lattafa, I was getting maybe a good 6 hours out of it, you can get a good solid 8 to 10 if you spray it on clothes. With this one, you're going to smell it the next day. The Lattafa one, even on the clothes, next day it's there, but it's real subtle. You'd have to spray it again to get any further use of it. Where this one, dress shirt, the next day, you could spray again if you wanted that extra, but it's still going to smell. You're going to smell good up close. It's a really good performer. So this one you can pick up at Triple Traders, where I got it. You can get it at Fragrance Shop. I'm trying to think. I know it was on Walmart.com. I believe it was on Amazon. Not sure if it was on Joman's Shop yet, but it'll be hitting all the discounters for too long. You should be able to pick this up for somewhere between $32 and $36, you know, before tax and shipping and all that. And when you do, you're going to get a very, very close, good performing Tygar clone that even looks like Tygar sitting on your shelf. So, all right, that is my review of Vie Ciel Eau de Parfum by Fragrance World, and F.A. Paris, which is the label they did this one under. Let me know in the comments what you think about this fragrance or any of the others that I mentioned. Again, if you're not familiar with Tygar, go back and watch my Latafa, Al Qiyam, and Tygar review video. I reviewed both of those fragrances in that video. It's just a great, fresh fragrance that lasts a long time, and that's usually not the case. You know, usually heavy citrus-based fragrances like this, they smell great. You're going to get 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours if you're lucky, and they're gone. Bvlgari Tygar is so beloved because it is a freshy fragrance that you can get 8 to 10 hours out of. So get very close to the same thing on this fragrance. All right, like I said, like, share, subscribe, and until we see you down the road, I say God bless. Frag on, Frag fam.